In this lesson, we're going to work with the design library features, including forming tools and other shape cutouts that SOLIDWORKS provides. First, I have to show you how to set up your forming tool folders. You go to Tools, Options. In the File Locations area, there's a drop-down list, and one of the entries in here is the design library. Design library is just a collection of features or parts that you want to use frequently in your assemblies or in your parts. I recommend that your design library be set up in a place other than your SOLIDWORKS installation area. So I'm going to take this path and delete it. I will add my own path for a library that I've created over time with several types of features in it that I like to use. Notice this will not be uninstalled when I uninstall SOLIDWORKS or if I change versions of the software. You say OK, and SOLIDWORKS will add that path to your design library area. These are all of the folders that are available in my design library. Some of these contain specialized sheet metal features. So if I expand the Features, Parts, Assemblies, and go under Forming Tools, SOLIDWORKS needs to know somehow that the content in this folder is different from the rest of the content in the design library. So if I right-click on the folder for Forming Tools, I can assign this as a Forming Tools folder. You can also assign assemblies folders when you need to set up a library location where you keep library assemblies. But for now, I'm just going to set this up as a Forming Tools folder. And I will accept the prompt to mark every subfolder as a Forming Tool folder. So with my design library set up with forming tools, now I have several types of tools that I can just drag and drop onto my sheet metal part, such as this louver, for example. I can grab this and just drag it and drop it into place. Now, let's read the yellow message that comes up as a part of the library feature, because this will turn out to be relevant. To place the feature normal to a model face, drop the feature onto that face. To place the feature normal to a different face, select the face after dropping the feature onto the target face. While dragging, use the Tab key to flip the feature and the arrow keys to rotate it before dropping it onto the target face. Okay, so I could put it over here or over here. But if I want to put it on the inside or the outside, I can flip it using the Tab key. And if I want to rotate it in place, I can use the arrow keys. And you're kind of counting on the preview here being good enough quality to see what you're doing. So I'm just going to place it so that the louver is towards the outside and the opening is facing down. You could continue and rotate more precisely through the rotation angle. And you can also flip it to the inside or the outside using the tools inside the Property Manager. You can choose to link this feature to the forming tool so that if the form tool ever changes, your part will also update. But I want the part to remain static, and I don't want it updating if the form tool ever changes. Also, you can set how SOLIDWORKS deals with this feature in the flat pattern. Do you want SOLIDWORKS to show the punched feature, to show the profile of the punch feature, or just to show the center? You can also use the Property Manager under the Position tab to more accurately position the feature using dimensions. Once you've got all the options set up to your liking, press the green check to say OK. You can also apply linear pattern events. So let's go ahead and ask for a linear pattern, direction 1, plenty of straight edges on this part. Direction 2, features to pattern. I'm going to select this and set up a pattern of louvers. And if we take a look at these louvers indeed have openings on the bottom. We'll take a special look at forming tools and how to create them in the next lesson.